them. And questions for Coach Green?
Just an overall gritty, resilient, tough performance by these guys against a really good Nebraska team. And our third quarters have been quarters that we've struggled with a little bit, and we came out of that locker room and we had a ton of energy, intensity, and won that 13-22 to really set the tone, and just made winning plays. Like I always tell these guys, and I firmly believe it, when you work hard and when you have extreme effort, the game favors that, and usually the ball ends up in your hands, and we just had a lot of those 50-50 winning plays tonight to secure this. But unbelievable performance by all these guys, and these two sitting next to me just refuse to lose, and that's what I love most about this team, the mindset, the togetherness, and the confidence that to do whatever it takes to go 1-0, and they did that today.
Go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll get your microphone for questions for our student athletes.
Adalia, it seemed like every time you looked up, you were diving after a loose ball or getting fouled hard after a layup. What motivates you to get back up and keep going when obviously you gotta be really tired?
Yeah, first I just want to say praise God, but winning, I want to win so bad, and we have that winning mentality, so I want to do whatever it takes, whether it's diving on the ground and hitting my head or getting a rebound, but when I see that ball, I want it so bad, so I'm going to do whatever to get it.
For both of you, Barry, if you could start, you guys, resilience has been a big thing. We've talked to you guys about it, and Kendall gets in foul trouble and Jazz gets hurt. How do you guys keep answering? And then Dal, if you could follow up.
I think the biggest thing for us is just staying together as a team. I think when things go wrong, we just come closer together in our huddles and just make sure that we're focusing on the end goal. We know we want to get the win, and we know the things we have to do to get the win. So just focusing on those and not worrying about people in foul trouble or the refs or whatever it is.
Yeah, and you're always going to have something that's going to try to get in the way. Unfortunately, Jazz got hurt and we had foul trouble, but like you talked about, that resilience, and we want to win so bad together, and we know we can't let anything get in the way, and it's so hard to win, and it's really hard to have that dog mentality to keep fighting when stuff just comes against you. And we prepare for it, and we're led by a really great coach who wants to win so badly, and she's so confident and so positive, and we just have a good atmosphere that helps us to keep going.
Adalia, you had multiple times tonight big play on offense, turn around right after a big play on defense. How fast does your mind just switch from offensive focus to defensive focus?
Pretty fast. Sometimes not fast enough, but yeah, you gotta celebrate as much as you can, but on defense, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I just want to be the best I can be on defense and give all that I can. And basketball is a fast-paced game, especially at this level, so you gotta have a quick turnaround, and I have it most of the time.
Delia, I wanted to ask you about the inbound that ended with the and one. Just what are you thinking at that point when the ball's just kind of bouncing around? Is it just on instinct, or did you kind of know how that was going to end up?
Oh yeah, that was a part of the play. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I just saw that ball bouncing around because it was really risky with Berry. I was like, oh crap! But I just saw it. I was like, oh, that's mine. Yes.
Just like we drew it up.
Right.
Barry, a really big second quarter for you, and then a big three-pointer late. How have you prepared to maybe come in and have those impacts in those big moments?
Yeah, definitely just learning from being on the bench, at the beginning of the game, just seeing what the team might need, or things that might be open, how the other team's guarding it. So seeing that they were helping in a lot on KB, knowing that pass backs would be open and threes would probably be open for us. So just locking in on that, and then being ready to shoot the ball when they pass it to me.
For either of you guys, in a season that's been full of so much adversity and injuries already, what's going through your guys' head when you see Jazz start to limp off the court in the second quarter?
Yeah, it's never a happy moment when you see your teammate, injured. We have a lot of players who are injured, but you got to keep on playing. The game isn't going to stop, and we want to win. So we just came together it's all right, y'all. We got to do what we got to do, and fortunately, I'm so grateful for Berry and Corey, the people we have coming off the bench, because they come in and they make an impact on the game. And Coach Green always talked about next woman up, and you got to do what you got to do, and they stepped up, and I'm proud of them.
Dog, this was for you. I just wanted to know, just on some of those drives you were making tonight, You and Kendall work really well just on those duck ends. I just want to see what you were seeing tonight on those.
Yeah, I appreciate KB because she gets me open a lot of times, and she's a great post player. And when I see the lane open up, I just get so hungry, and I just go downhill and just be aggressive. And Coach Green was yelling at me for taking jump shots, so I had to make sure I make the adjustment, and it worked out.
You did a great job. Thank you.
For both of you, when the same five play the entire second half, I mean, how much do you rally around each other on the court when maybe like you have to be tired at some point?
Yeah, you're right.
You're never tired.
Yeah. Well, actually, we had our pep talk. Coach Green said we're not tired, and she's right. We're not. But just that encouragement, like we know we're tired. We're not tired. But we just gotta come together. Again, like can't let anything get in the way, and you're gonna face fatigue sometime throughout the game. But just having that next play mindset, and thankfully we get some breaks where we can huddle and talk and gather ourselves. But it's just a mindset.
Del, you've been here for a while. It seems like fans are like gravitating towards kind of the approach or the mindset that you guys have. Like, what does that mean to you to see them maybe recognize that it's not hard, you're fighting fatigue or whatever it is, and still finding a way to come out of it?
Yeah, I appreciate our fans and for them coming out and supporting us. It means a lot, and it is really hard, but we prepare for it. I mean, we have great coaches, great staffs who put us in this position, and yeah.
Is there a personal and one? I think you had 3 in the last 6 minutes or so. Is there a personal one that sticks out to you? And you look like you hit the floor kind of hard on a couple of them.
I think it's the one where I missed it, but I got my rebound and I fell on the ground, and I was doing that on the ground. But yeah, that was a pretty funny one, and yeah, I was just acting crazy.
As for either or both, 8 straight wins in the Big Ten is a program record. Why has this team been able to do that?
I'll say experience. We've been together for a long time, and we've been in a lot of hard positions, really highs and really low lows. So just playing with that experience, and most of us, it's our last year, so we want to embrace every moment and give our all and end the season how we want to, with a bang. So I feel like that gives us an advantage, just the experience, knowing each other and the chemistry, and just such a positive atmosphere and a lot of love and a lot of joy.
Thanks, guys.
Wins 11 games since Kyra and Gresh went down. Is there something that you've noticed from this team that's maybe been the driving force behind playing this kind of basketball?
I keep coming back to and they said it in our last media, and I think Jen said it, is the togetherness is our superpower. I think is just they're so connected, they're so together, and they just don't want to lose. So they're so resilient in that and finding ways. And I agree. I think the experience piece is so important, and that's why this team's special, because you don't see it now in college, unfortunately. How many times do you see a team that stays together, the core group stays together for 3 years? And when you do that and you have that connectiveness and the chemistry, and we've been through so much, so many good times, so many bad times, so many hard times, and when you do that, the trust builds, and those relationships are deep, and when you have that trust within coaches and players and coaches, you get some special moments, and I think you're seeing the byproduct of that.
Coach, Berry, obviously we talked about how well she played offensively, but I wanted to get your thoughts on defensively, how you thought she did.
I thought she was so much improved. I thought she struggled the last couple games. Her and I watched film and met this week. I said I need to sit and talk to her and meet with her, and we watched it for a while, just showed everything, talked everything through, and I really just wanted her to have confidence. I'm like, Berry, you've guarded some of the best players in this league. You've got to believe that you can guard anyone, and you got to believe that you can score at any moment, because I believe in you. And, but it's normal for a freshman. She's going through, she's playing a lot of minutes and learning kind of as she goes. And I thought her response was great. We talked a lot about defense. We talked a lot about rebounding. And then we talked a lot about just her getting downhill and being super aggressive like she is every day in practice. And you saw that on some of her drives today. She was relentless in getting to the rim, but I thought her defense was really, really good. And I thought she missed one box out that I remember. But that's a much improved. So really, really happy with her. And she just continues to grow. And said I called that play for in the fourth quarter against the zone to get her the three in the corner, and I didn't think she was going to shoot it because I thought she was kind of contested. She pulled that thing right in her face and knocked it down, and I think that shows the confident version of her that I want to see all the time.
Shauna, there was a point where I think you were only down 3 or 4, but you were 0 for 9 on layups, I think, in the second quarter.
Yes.
Like, did you like what you were getting and then you just
Yeah.
wanted to finish and you figured the dam would break? Is that how you felt?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting literally point blank layups and smoking them. So I'm like, we had 7 that we tracked when we went in half. This is the first thing I asked Justin, how many layups did we smoke? And he's like 7. So right there, I felt, and we're down 1. And KB was in foul trouble. I didn't think we played well. We gave up 5 threes, which was a huge emphasis for us. And we were getting doubled up in the paint. Like everything that our game plan was, we weren't executing in the first half, and we were only down 1. So I felt great. I just thought we were a little passive for whatever reason in all areas. And then we started making them. And I just told Dal missed a couple, and then she starts taking jump shots. I'm like, Dal, I just knew that we could get to the rim on these guys. And so I'm like, just continue to attack. And man, did she finally listened and she attacked and got a million layups that we made. So, and we also made some free throws we missed free throws in the first half too, which is not like us at all.
So I'm curious for you, what's this like to kind of watch all of this unfold this year? Like, I know this group means a lot to you, and I know how competitive you are in the course of the Big Ten season. So how do you kind of observe everything that's been?
Yeah, that's a good question, because coming into this year, I've really told myself to try to really enjoy this journey with this team because they're just a special group to me. And obviously, yeah, I'm good at telling myself things, but then doing them is another story. So I really am trying to just be present in the moment. I told the team in the locker room, even in the fourth, there was moments where I just was like standing there and smiling and looking at some of the plays we made and they just continue to, I say amaze, but I know what they're capable of. So it's not like it's a surprise to me, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And again, I tell these guys to enjoy and embrace the moments of the journey, and I'm really trying to do the same and just take in some of these moments.
So we talk about this team's almost refusal to lose. Almost. Is it different for this group than maybe other teams you've had, and how do you maybe see it manifest itself during the course of a game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, and I think again that's from the tightness of the group and from the experience of us being together for so long. You think about last year, like high expectations, and we lost some games, and then we started hitting our stride at the end of the Big Ten, but didn't have really the Big Ten season we all wanted to. Then we catch fire and play just our best basketball at the end of the year and win a championship. And just in last season alone, I said this at the end of last year, and I still believe it. We learned so much about us, and we grew so much, even though it sucked. Like, it sucked every moment of some of those hard days. But it prepared us for the success that we had at the end of last year. And there's no doubt what we went through last year has prepared us for the moment now. And sometimes you just got to go through it. Like, it's the only thing. Like, life isn't that easy. Basketball's not like you're going to have hard times. And how do you respond and how do you stay together shows the true character of people and then of a team. And again, this year is the byproduct of that. Then we face more adversity. Now let's, this year, okay, now two of your top scorers are out. Okay, now we're playing with, today Jazz goes out. Like, they're built for it because we've just been in so many moments, and the experience, the maturity, the togetherness, and just like, again, we don't care. Keep doubting us. It's okay. No one feels sorry for us that we have 5 players, 6 players. No one gives a shit that we are hurt, right? It's just part of it, and I love it. So let's keep on fighting, and let's keep on winning and proving everyone wrong.
Coach, you're going to face a lot of teams with more size, obviously. They ran a ton of post-ups to Markowski inside. Is the way you defended the inside, is that kind of what you'd like to do against the teams that are a little bit bigger? I mean, I think you played behind her most of the game, contested shots.
Yeah, we did, and every player, again, every team has an unbelievable post in this league. So, we went into this game with the game plan like we always do, is to play behind and make her hit tough shots, and she did, because Markowski thrives off angles. We didn't give her angles, but she finished well tonight, and she had 28, but their next highest score had 7. So someone have to score 60-some points or 50-some points if one player is going to beat you. So same thing, kind of like when we beat Iowa and Caitlin Clark. She had 34, I think, that game, but if you can hold everyone else down. Same mindset with Sarah Williams against Wisconsin. She only ended up having 14, but even Markowski, she was 9 for 20. It's not like she made a lot of those shots. Now they were, calling some of those fouls. She got 9 from the free throw line. So we don't like to give angles, and then you double these guys, you're done, because they're going to have a heyday from 3. That's why they beat Maryland by 20. They had 12 threes. They only had 6 tonight. You hold them under 7 threes, they're going to have a hard time, I think, winning.
Coach, it seems like the more adversity this team has faced, the more the fan base has really started to back up the team. How cool is it tonight to see not only the lower and the middle bowls filled up, but even a lot of people in the 200 level?
Today was awesome. It was great. This in my mind is how I would want every game, if we can get it to that. It's a great, almost 6,000 here. It feels pretty full, just by having the 2 bowls, full, and they were loud. They've made a huge difference in this game. So this is kind of what I would love to have every game. If we could get around 55 to 6,000, that would be awesome. But I think that the story of this team, I think they're easy to like, right? Like people can relate to when your back's against the wall and you just keep fighting and you keep working, and I think a lot of people just can get behind that, and I want that. I don't want the injuries. I want to have more. I want to be healthy in the future. But all the other traits about this team and characteristics about this team is what this program is going to be built on, and what it has been built on, and what this culture will be and continue to be.
You mentioned the corner 3 that she had in the 4th quarter. Has she been different than Gretchen as a freshman, in the sense that, have you had to pour into her to shoot those kind of shots, or has she kind of had the trigger mentality early on?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and you know what, I actually, and this is something I'm actually a little bit, I thought I'd have to, with Berry, a little bit more, tell her to shoot more. I really don't have to. Because there's times I even watched her in high school where I wanted her to shoot more and be a little, because she's just better than ever. So I'm like, take over the game. And I think her confidence has been it's been great for a freshman. And I really haven't. I'm calling stuff for her, and even the ones I'm not calling, that happen organically. She's confident and ready to shoot. I mean, she continues to make 4th quarter big time threes for us. And like I said, that one, I really, and we called the play, I was like, I didn't think she's gonna shoot it. And then that thing went up, and as soon as it left her hands, I knew it was in. So she's been really confident, and I really haven't had to get on her about that. I've really only gotten on her about being more aggressive, getting downhill, and obviously defense and rebounding. And that's the hardest thing as a freshman, is defense.
Coach, you spoke about basically people being really working hard, and the ball will find them. Were you thinking about Adalia with that play that she made down the straight, showing the loose ball and then getting the end one?
That's what I said. That's just like I drew it up. It was a perfect play. I knew it was going to be hard to get that ball in. We only had, I think, 8 seconds to get it over. But I really believe that. I think the years that we've won championships and had special years, you get, people call it luck, whatever. You get those breaks, but you got to make your breaks, and you make your breaks by playing as hard as you can. And Dal's everywhere, and like she said, she saw that ball and she was going for it. So it's just we say it all the time: find a way, whatever it takes. We got to go 1-0, and you saw that on display today.
Coach, with Jazz's status up in the air, is this like kind of a scenario where you lean on more reserves, or are you gonna stick to your 6-man rotation?
Yeah, I don't. We're gonna stick to our six man. Corey's gonna be big. She's gonna have to play. We really don't have any other guards, so Corey will play more. And I was really happy with her minutes tonight. I thought she was great. She's had a couple really great practices with her. It's all about her practice. When she practices well, she plays well. It gives me confidence in her, gives her confidence. So she doesn't have to. I don't care about scoring with her, but she came in and played really good defense. And she's gonna be ready to step up. I know that.
Coach, how effective or how I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the word, but Adalia's energy and personality, how does it affect the rest of the team on and off the court?
It is absolutely the fuel that drives us, and that's where in practice, when she doesn't have many off days, it's just really amazing when I say it all the time. That is like the one person, maybe one of the one people I've ever had in my life that every day she can make me smile. That's not easy. She can make me laugh and smile at any point, no matter what, because she just is a person full of joy. Like, she just is special. And her energy, the joy she has, she's always, bopping around, and she's just an unbelievable person and with such a good heart. So we feed off that. Like, when she started in the second, that's why I was on her so much in the second. She just looked so kind of defeated. I told her at halftime, I'm like, looks like, I always give her a hard time about her cat. I'm like, it looks like your cat died. Like, Callie is alive. It's okay. Like, you can smile and have fun. Like I told them I'll play with joy. And she came out, the second half, and her energy's infectious. And everyone, like, she starts going downhill, she starts flying around, everyone starts working even harder. So it's absolutely key.
Shauna, this probably flies in the face of the underdog mentality, but there is a chance you guys will be ranked again tomorrow. I guess just knowing kind of the road from being in it and out of it, and now our chance to be back in. Like, what's that say about maybe this group, or what would that mean to you to be back in there?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? I think we've proven. I mean, we have 21 wins. We're 11 in the Big Ten. This league is, I think, the hardest it's been ever, obviously. I think this team deserves it. I really do. They deserve to be ranked. If we lost today, I don't think we would have deserved it, but we just beat Nebraska was, 30-some net. And, I think they deserve it. And then, we're going into 2 really hard games, but our thing is that, again, that's a byproduct. That's, that's all the outcome stuff of we're just going to continue to lock into our process of it, but I hope they're ranked for them. They deserve it. They've worked their butts off, and I think they've earned it.
More on the depth issue, do you put an emphasis on defending without fouling? How do you address the foul issue without taking away aggressiveness?
Yeah, it's. I mean, we talk about that even when we have full strength. We preach that all the time. Defend without fouling. We want to be disciplined. And we've done a really good job of that through our years here. I mean, KB hasn't been in foul trouble, knock on, really all year. This is the first time. So I think that we do a great job of understanding. Jazz and Dal have kind of had their, little patches where they've gotten in some foul trouble, but, we stress it a lot, discipline, defense.
One of those lines, Dal's drawn 15 fouls in the last 2 games. Like, beyond getting to the line, like, how critical is that for you guys to maybe stress another team's bench?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's huge, and that's not even like it's her. It's like a Markowski tonight, right? So it's usually not her primary defender. It's the big that has to come over and help because she's beating everyone off the bounce. Even tonight, they went zone because they're in foul trouble, and Dal just attacked, and she got a foul drawn on Markowski in zone, and then the big doesn't want to foul, so now we're getting more at the rim. So it's been we've stressed it from the beginning of the year with this team, really knowing our personnel and knowing we could and knowing Dal's elite at it, but it's everyone. So from the beginning of the year, we've gotten downhill, we've gotten to the free throw line at an elite level, and it's literally won us probably, how many games this year. So it definitely stresses other teams, and has gotten other teams in foul trouble.